Good morning, traders, and welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll go through the order flow here. The Bookmap in Bookmap, live forward-looking analysis, understanding what's going on in the market, and then trying to pinpoint and understand the behavior of the traders to understand where price might go next. General disclosure, all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, and for those of you who have are interested in our new trading journal, you can sign up here for it, and just take your phone out and take a screenshot of it here, and this is the trading journal product here. I'm going to demo it today for you guys again, so that you understand what it is and how to use it, etc. All right, so let's jump into the S&P. That's where we start with and see what's going on here, and take it from there. And we can look at any market you guys want. Just let me know. Good morning, Alois, and we'll get a feel for what's happening here. All right, so as you guys can see, 9:30 cash open. Look at the volume here. Very, very clear distinction. Now, this happens every day. This is the cash open. Okay, so, but I want to cover this time and again here, just how important it is to understand this. Okay, just because this is the open and that is the event here, this is the volume event, does not matter. Okay, what matters is it's a volume event. Okay, and it means that a lot of people are taking positions. Their transactions are taking place. Okay, now within this structure here, we want to understand the volume, and we also want to understand the order flow, meaning the limit buy and sell orders. Okay, where are they? Where are they bidding? Where are they offering? Well, you can see right here, 51.50 at the figure down here. They've been in the book for a while, and they've added in recently here. Okay, so that appears, this behavior appears like they want to buy down here because they're adding more in at this price level. So this is where the buyers are. Okay, where are the sellers? Well, they're on the offer above current price, and we don't see a whole lot. We do in the current market, and current market, like what I mean is like these first few price levels in here. You can see the order flow here. Now, why do we see this right now? Anyone have any ideas, any kind of insight here? Why do we see this order flow here at the moment? Okay, on the offer and on the bid here. Morning, Rob. I like the new photo, Rob. Grand Canyon trip. Right. Well, this is the rollover period right now. Okay, we're on the M contract here, the June contract. Okay, ESM4 at CM or .CME is the rhythmic symbol here. Okay, you'll note here what the price is. It's 51.60. Now, if I jump over here to my rhythmic, I'm looking at a different symbol here. This is the ES perpetual symbol. Okay, and you can see it's at 51 or 50.97. Is that right? Or is 97 right here. Okay, so that's not the same as here. Okay, so we're talking about 60 points here because it's a different contract. This rhythmic has not rolled over yet. We're going to still use it as kind of a guideline in here, and it will probably roll over later today. But anyway, we're going to use it anyway because we have all the historical price action that we want to take a look at here. Now, this is an interesting one here. Okay, we're just testing all of these swings in here, and this is where we saw, well, it's kind of an island gap in here, as you can see. We gapped up the day it went back and forth in here, and then it gapped up again the next day. Okay, so we're just trading into that gap right now. And right now, I'm really curious to see if we can get down just maybe a little bit further, but I'm looking for buyers to come back in and to start to cover. Okay? I mean, it looks to me like the gap is filled here at 85 down here, and let's see what this is, 90 here. All right, so not sure exactly where that gap is filled. Guess it's at 90, even though the hourly says something different here. Anyway, this is what we want to kind of understand, like this momentum here on the sell side, on the 15-minute, on the hourly, on the daily. Okay? And look at the daily here. This is an outside day. Okay, it opened here and continued on down. Okay, so the well, in the cash session, it opened down here. We see the gap here. Okay, so but we have momentum to the downside is the point. Where is price going to go? We look for that continued momentum until we see something different. Right? So looking for maybe this 85 level down here, and that would be kind of filling the gap somewhere around in there. Okay, so let's take a look, and let's look at the current price action in here and understand what's going on and where price might go. Right now, we just talked about 85 being that level. It's going to be a little confusing here because it's 50 here, and that's where not a bad area to go revisit here. So that's about 10 points away, and where are we here? So we're at 95, 85, about 10 points away as well. Okay, so we'll keep this in mind down here. Okay? And I like it better as well because it's the figure down here. So this is a really nice target for those sellers to reach. All right, so let's take a look at what the volume looks like in here on this move down. Okay? I'm going to take stops and icebergs off for the moment, and let's look at cumulative volume delta. And just that, because we can see quite a bit of divergence already coming in here. Okay, so as we're going lower, CVD is going higher. It means there's more buyers, and more buyers are coming in. You can see it in the delta dots as well as the delta bars here. Okay, now that's good, but do we see a price structure being broken here? No, we don't, not yet. Okay, it tested a structure up here and went lower. Okay, we made a lower low here. Okay, now we see some buyers coming in here, and we know, look at cumulative volume delta, look at the dots and the bars in here. However, we don't see the price structure being tested yet. Okay, so we're going to look at up here at this 60 level here. We're looking for a lot of buyers. If we do get a lot of buyers, they should be able to break this and trade up to 63 here. All right, now if they don't, and we see sellers starting to come in here around this 59 level, then we're looking for the breakdown. Okay, and this here is going to be trapped buyers in here, and they will be sellers on the way down. Okay, so we're looking to see is this going to be kind of a reversal taking place here? Or is it going to be a continuation pattern? And right now we don't know. Okay? We don't have that clarity quite yet. We can start to put some more structure in here, okay? And we're just testing it right now, as you can see. Okay, this trend is being tested here. And here come our buyers. Okay, now still though, like it's breaking the trend line. We got to get back up to here, 63 or 64, and it looks pretty good. Looks like they're going to do it. I don't think it's a situation for a high probability of buying. It's not a recommendation here, but I am looking for it to be tested up here around this 64. Okay, we are getting those buyers. We broke the trend. We do see the buying in the cumulative volume delta here. And as you guys know, like I have stayed away from cumulative volume delta for quite a while. Just saying, like, you have to understand your indicators really well and not look for just divergence, and then it's a long. It doesn't. Just understand what this is telling you to get the most out of it. Indicators can be kind of slippery in that sense. Okay, so now we've traded up to this 64 level. Right, that would be my first target to take some off if I were in this. All right, so we see that volume coming in. We noted that, and we also noted, like, we don't really know yet what's going to unfold here. We might get the sellers who come, just banging on the door here, and take price right down to 50. Okay, so we're going to look again at some other structure in here, and start to look for order flow around some of that structure. All right, well, it's still quite a bit of buying. We're back up here. So now, do we see more buying up here? Yeah, we do. Okay, so price came up here. We saw buyers. Here's our pullback. Now we're seeing some more buyers. All right, so still looking then for this to continue higher. It looks like we're going to get our reversal here. Right, now, where's our next level here? So we already traded, well, now we're up to 65. And let's see if we can get up to like 70. We have a high volume node way up here at 78. Okay, and the swing up here as well. Okay. This is looking like to me, I really like this level up here. This kind of breakdown here, and there's a swing up here around the 71. Okay. So yeah, let's see if we can get back up into that area here. We're getting our buyers here, and we're continue to look for buying and this movement here until we see something different. Morning, everybody. Morning, Stephen. Okay, here's a pullback to our trend line here that we just drew up, as well as it's a horizontal level here around our 64 and a half or 3/4, 65. So we're getting buyers off it. Yep, we are. So we're still looking for this to go higher. Okay. See now more buyers up here at 67 is what we're looking for, and then the break up into our 70 level. And we really like well, we had a kind of a line here at this 68, or I'd still go with 74 here. Okay, all right, so you can see that we had our buyers up here, but this is just what the market's giving us right now. We had some buyers up here. We're still looking for it to go higher, and that was it. The sellers have come back in and have driven price right back down here, and probably looking for a bounce now on that buy side. Okay, so let's see them curl back in and trade right back up to 65, and then maybe back up to 67 here. So anyway, like just going through again, volume, order flow, and price structure. Order flow is looking pretty strange in here today due to the rollover period. A lot of people don't like to trade during rollover period, and that totally makes sense to me. We find it's pretty hard time to trade, because people's behavior is different on different time frames. They're rolling from one contract to the next. So it's important to roll, not so much important to speculate on price. All right, well, this is certainly a low volume pullback on that sell side. Okay, we've gone through a couple of trend lines. Still going lower here. So looking for some support down here around 60. Let's see, Rob. We went through this last week, and we're going to go through it again here. Look at the volume in here. Okay, so now we don't really, we don't know, but I just want to point out this again and again. Look at the shift here in this volume. Okay, from this point onward, it's mostly buying, right? So if there's going to be a lot of selling right now, then we can have a beautiful stop run to the downside, okay, into 50. But boy, that's a lot of buying here. So I'm still looking for some support here on that buy side. Okay, and let's see if we can get it and what it's going to look like in here. Okay, there's some exhaustion here or lack of selling. Now here's our retest. All right, so a lack of selling again. All right, so let's see if we can get buyers here around this 60 level right here. Now we should be able to, they should be able to climb higher up to about 62, 63 here. Okay, due to the reading down here that the lack of selling, okay, and we're looking for support in here due to all of this buying here. All right, so that would be the idea, the trade idea here, and then looking for a move back up, and then maybe we can get back up into some of these other levels we talked about earlier. Okay, here again, there's more buying on a retest here. Okay, now we're going with the strength of the buyers here. Okay, so we're looking for that move up to about our 63. Okay, and then our other levels. Okay, but first 63. That's our key level right now to take some off and manage this trade. Okay. Yeah, I think trader, you said rhythmic always rolls late. I mean, I can see that the volume in here like is I looked at the contract specs a little earlier. It was still, there was still more on the H contract, but I just decided to roll over. And tomorrow for sure it'll look a lot cleaner. All right, guys, some back and forth in here, but we're still buy side. All right, we're still buy side here. Okay, we have our reasons. Okay, now it's up to managing the trade. So now if it comes down here to this, I don't know, 58.5 or so, and see the selling mounting here for their attack, then we just get out of the trade. Okay, it'd still be in it. Okay, it's not looking too good though, but we're still relying. This is the important part. No matter what happens in the here and now, okay, we want the here and now to go along with our story on all this buy volume coming in here. Okay, that's the key here, right? We want the here and now to match that story. And right now, this selling is telling us something different. Now, these guys might be the ones that are trapped, though. We'll see. Okay, and we'll look for a stop run now to the upside. Okay, so we got our stop run to the downside here. Now we're looking for a stop run to the upside. Okay, this is a great way to use stops and icebergs in here for that added confluence. Okay, so just almost there to 63. You can see, what it did actually. Maybe I shouldn't have said 63, 62.5 here. Maybe is a bit better. That's our high volume node here on this lower time frame. Okay. Again, kind of tough trading in here without having that liquidity heat map on our side. You know, we really it's just different behavior in here. Good morning, Alan. Yeah, I rolled over to the June contract. Okay, well, look out, guys. Maybe these sellers are going to come in hard here. This trade idea it's still in play, okay, but it's looking pretty wobbly right now. Those buyers have to do something here. Okay, here they come. All right, let's see if they can do it now. They should be able to do it here. There's a lot of buying in here, and this selling is not enough, in my opinion. So I'm looking for that move up into, back up to this this swing here. Yeah, 62 and a half. Let's just zoom in a little closer in here. It's this one right here. It's this high volume node, the 62 and a half that we're looking at. Okay, now we're looking actually for a lot of buy volume above that area, and this is where we're looking for our impulse move. Okay, we talked about impulse moves on Friday a bit, and understanding what they mean and what they look like, and it's all of this kind of back and forth in here, and then we're looking for traders to drive it away from this area here and all this back and forth here. Okay, that's what we're looking for, and what it looks like is just big buy volume dots taking the price up. Okay, so that's the idea here. Okay, it's starting to pan out, looking pretty good. Okay, and looking for that continuation now. Okay, so our next stop would probably be up here around this 66 or 67 area here. Going toward VWAP. Yeah, I don't have VWAP up right now, Alan. Yeah, I'm going to turn it off. I've got a different setting on it right now, and we have a new anchored VWAP that's coming out very soon. So yeah, it's kind of messing with the regular VWAP. Oh, it just passed it. Okay. Yeah, well, now let's see if we can get, I mean, so there's our first impulse move, guys, and it did it. All right, let's just recognize this here. It did it, and let's see how did it do it here. So on the way up, now again, we don't have the liquidity heat map to give us too much insight here, but look at how it kind of, we got our volume dots, our big volume dots. This is what we're looking for. And then here's our pullback, and now we're getting our second impulse move. Now, I don't like seeing this, though, in the setup in here. Kind of tapered off the volume, kind of tapered off up here. All right, so it's doing it nonetheless. But you see how we want to see the strong, consistent volume all the way up here, and we want to see more volume up here. Okay, we got our pullback, and now we're getting, again, another impulse move here. So we're looking for our 70 level, basically. Okay, now this is it's not so much the flag pattern as we have mentioned many times that we want to understand here. It is this volume within that area here that gives us the insight here. Okay, now we can mark up our measured moves, etc., but are we really looking for that measured move to unfold if we don't have all the pieces in our setup? Okay, not necessarily. Now it did. It already unfolded, and actually this is a little bit longer term liquidity here that we can see, so it should trade here. There we go. There it is. Okay. Okay, and yeah, still going here. So now Alan is looking at VWAP. Let me bring the VWAP up here, and let me. Oh, yeah, it's with 4. This is yeah, this is something that is needs to be figured out. Let's just get rid of that. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. Okay, Alan, I'm showing it testing the VWAP right now. You're at mid and VWAP. Okay, Stephen. Yeah. I'll just say it again. These lines on a chart in here are only meaningful if other traders are using them and making this. If many traders, the majority of traders, or a huge, vast number of traders are using them. Else it's just lines on a chart. Okay, that's why we go with order flow and understanding price structure and transactions. Like here, this is a good area. Now it aligns with VWAP. Okay, this is why we would consider taking some profit maybe up here. I still like this one on the longer term, the 74, 74.50. Okay, but if you are looking at your VWAP, this is where your VWAP is, and it aligns with something else in terms of order flow, then it's up to you to manage it that way. Okay, if you're looking at something like VWAP or your midpoints or whatever it is. Okay, the question is how many other traders are looking at that. Otherwise, it's just a old wives' tale. Okay. Now, if you have studied it, and no matter if it's lunar cycles, or something else, in it, or VWAP, or floor trader pivots, or fibs, whatever it might be, that's fine. Just and you've studied it, and you have an edge, well, then that's something different. Okay? Regardless if it's a bunch of hooey or not, it doesn't matter. If you can show hard numbers on it, great. Okay? I just always think that if you can align it with liquidity, price structure, and transactions, you've got a lot more. You've got a lot more people on your side. Okay, this could turn into another flag, a bigger flag pattern in here. Okay, this would be our pullback right now. Okay, see how it kind of exhausted up here? See, is it donkey in here? No, I don't think so. Anyway, during the Bookmap Academy, he was mentioning something that in terms of exhaustion, and he looked it up, on our website. Okay, let me show you where you can find that. Bookmap.com. The more button here, and then under resources, go to glossary. It's under the knowledge base in here, and let's look up exhaustion. You can see it over here on the right hand side. Click on that. A market condition where there is no or limited traded volume. Market activity is exhausted and returns to the price level where the market can find participants and facilitate trading activity. Okay. Now, in the bigger picture, I mentioned this to Donkey. This is more on the kind of a more micro scale, smaller time frame structure. Okay. However, it also holds true for the way that he was using it. Okay, like here's our retest up here, strong buy volume. Okay, that's good. Up in here, look at this volume in here. Okay, there is buy volume. That's not bad, right? But look at this. Here's our exhaustion. Okay, now it's not, or I should just say low volume. I'm just going to say low volume. All right, so we see lower volume up here. Well, it makes total sense that you're going to find sellers come in on the other side here. Okay, and they, boy, did they, right? Now they broke the structure too, as you can see, okay, right here. Okay, and then there's more selling on a retest here. Look at the buying up here. There's your exhaustion right here. Okay, good one right there. Okay, more sellers here. Look for the move lower. Start to target where it might go. Look at your price structure. This is a beauty right here, and it hasn't quite reached it yet. Okay, but 62.5 or so. Okay, and that's also our high volume node that we broke out from on the way back up. Okay, good stuff. Actually, it's kind of funny. Like usually, like, you know, the rollover period can be really challenging. And then other times it behaves really nicely. It's really odd. Last few times it's kind of behaved nicely. So yeah, we're getting some pretty decent reads even without the heat map, okay, or limited heat map. Let's put it that way. All right, so now we're back down here. We're starting to see the selling come in, Rob, on the bars and on the dots here. Now it's still low volume here. Okay, however, really curious here because our momentum is to the downside here on all three time frames in here. Okay, look at the 15-minute chart. We just came up here, retested this area, and came back down. Right now, do we get enough sellers in here? If we do, let's see if we can get back down to our 50 level, okay, and break this here. Now we need to break it on strong volume. This is a good question. Let's take a look at this in here. I mean, it may do it. I would still say it is unlikely, though. I mean, I always want to go with the momentum, and we want to go with that. That's what helps us. Is the easiest trade is to go with the momentum. But look at this cash session volume in here. There's a lot more buying than there is selling. So are we ready for that move? We need to see a lot of selling really pick up here. This is not a low volume pullback. Even this pullback to VWAP in here. There's a tremendous amount here. Let's just take off the stops and icebergs again and look at our cumulative volume delta. Okay, so this is, you know, showing us that buy volume that's in here. Okay, so if that's the case, now look, I mean, maybe you have your own strategy on something like this. Then this is a buy down at one of these levels. This is what we're looking for, was the move down to the 62.5. Now the buyer, now we found some support. This is where it broke out from in our little range in here. Rob, I hope that this is making good sense to you, because this is, I mean, I don't know how else to kind of go over and answer some of your questions. We're seeing this flag pattern in real time here. Okay, and you know, we went through and there's like, well, we didn't have all the pieces and stuff, but we did start to note it, and you know, looking for you know, some of these elements in that flag pattern. Okay, before it occurred, we were looking for this volume to pick up and move away from this zone here. This is what it looks like. Right now, what's happening here? Well, again, kind of bigger picture here. We're looking at all of this in here. Okay, and then we're going to look at the here and the now. Right, so we have our reasons in here, our bigger picture in here. And let me, I'm going to clear the drawings here. It's kind of messy. Right, we're going to lose some of our structure, but the idea is pretty clear here still. Okay, here is our shift right here. Okay, and from there on over, it's been nothing but buying. Well, there's some selling, but it's been majority of it has been buying. Okay, now we have this little pocket of selling in here. Is that enough? Well, we just retested back up to it here. Okay, we're still finding buyers in here. Right. So now where do we think price is going to go next? Well, we're still kind of seeing in this view here, it's still more buying. Okay, so maybe a retest back up to this VWAP here. Okay, at least we could see why we understood that the selling would come in here. Okay, because of that exhaustion or that lack of buying here. See that dark area in here? Okay, this lack of buying in here. Okay, so now we trade down here, and then we start to see the same thing on the sell side. Okay, we had our little range in here and our breakout we saw. Okay, so this is where we had support. So we're looking to see if we get more buyers back in. Now, it wasn't really the clearest that those buyers would come back in here. Just looking for the test down here. And we are getting a reaction though. And where do we think price would go back? Well, that's where we looked back to where the selling brought this down. Okay, so this is a pretty good little area up here. Okay, so then we look for sellers now. Maybe they'll, this is the resistance that we're looking for up here. Okay, this is where they came in and engaged this market to the downside. Now guys, I mean, depending on your strategies, just make sure that you have your own setups and strategies. You've tested them. You have to believe in them. These are all sorts of ideas in here, and we've gone through many different strategies already, in fact, and many different ideas in here. And it's all kind of revolving around this bigger picture here. Okay, so now we're getting our answer here. We're seeing sellers come back in. Okay, so where are they going to take it? Well, right back down to here is where I'm looking for. Okay, this 62 area. And let's see if they can pick it up down here as well. Let's look at the volume within this structure here. It's not really a lot to speak of here. Yeah, in fact, we're getting a response by buyers in here. And they're buying off of this trend line here. We're finding some support there. Okay, but we're going to find some resistance up here. Okay, more buy volume within this area here. Okay, so that's noteworthy. Okay, so if we can come back up to here at 66.5 or so and get more buyers, then the likelihood of breaking out and coming back up to about our 68 level is pretty high. It's higher. So let's look for it. Here they come. Now we're looking for those buyers to come in now, right up here, right now, in the here and now. We have a little bit of more, we have more buying in here. So we're looking for, again, buyers at the top level here to break and then come back up to the 68 level. Okay, that is the idea. And now, is it trade worthy in here? I don't think so. And there's kind of, it's kind of sloppy in here. Do you want to put risk on something like that? Okay, but that's the move we're looking for. Okay, now we'll go through the opposite scenario though. Well, and it's just starting to unfold. Okay, a lot of selling here. This is our resistance, right? And if we get enough sellers in here and they're starting to pick up, they're fighting it here. Okay. We're going to see one of these guys wins. One, buyers or sellers, one is going to win. Okay, buyers are winning so far, but see if that selling really picks up, because we just got a lot of selling in this little cluster here. volume wise, we still have to go with the buyers, still have to go with them. Like they're still, you know, in control here. Yeah, these might be trap sellers in here and also here. We'll see. What makes this a little more challenging, Alan, is the level of where these sellers came in here, right? So, you know, it already tested once up here and then came back up again here, right? So this is the battle that's kind of raging here between the buyers and sellers, which, you know, makes good sense. Okay, this is where the sellers brought it down. This is where we retested by buyers, and buyers are trying to, you know, get it back up above this area now. Okay, and here they come again. Let's see if they can do it now. Now look at this battle. See the battle here? We don't really know who's going to win. There's buyers and sellers in here. Okay, so it's not giving us too much clarity here. So the selling picked up. That's right, Alan. They battle until one side breaks, and you can start to note it in here, like we did in that that video on the flag pattern. You know, start to note where these buyers and sellers are. Buyers in these areas here, in this area here. Okay, so now they should be able to take it back up. It looks like they won this battle, and they're getting back up to this level, and we're still seeing more buyers, so we're looking for it to go higher here, up to our previous swing and our VWAP up here. Okay, that's noteworthy. Okay, so we're looking for the continuation on up to our 70-ish level here, and we're just about there. Okay, now let's take a look at the bigger picture here. And when we were up here before, remember how we saw this lack of buying? Well, look at it now. Looks pretty good. All right, so let's see if we can break out from this area and trade up to the level that we liked originally, 74, right up here. Okay, so looking for that. Have you guys been playing around with the new trading journal tool? Who has it? Who's been playing around with it? If you guys haven't, let me show you how you can get it and how you can use it. Okay, so anyway, you can take a screenshot here. Dan, I think, also has the link. He can post it in here. I think he did earlier, Dan. Sorry, Dan, I'm relying so heavily on you. Yeah, please post the link in here, or take your phone and take a screenshot here, and then you can go to the link and you know, sign up for it. Okay, so see guys, see how we read this in here, and we're looking for this move in the momentum here, because this is, we've seen this so many times, right? Strong move, lack of it, pull back. Now we're back up here and we see that volume. Look at it here, look at it here. We're still looking for it to go higher. Okay, so I would be taking some off at 74. This was the area that I was looking for earlier, but I'd be holding for 78 at our high volume node up here. Now let's just look at our high volume node and start to understand what's going on up here. Okay, this is from the cash session up here. Okay, so that's kind of where it broke down from as well. Okay, so maybe we can get a retest back up here, and if we can, we might be able to get back up to highs of the day here, right? So now how's that looking with our higher time frames here? Okay, well, this momentum move, look at the hourly in here. We're seeing a kind of a shift here, right? Came down to these wicks. We see buyers starting to come back in. that we noted in CVD, and even our daily in here. Well, the daily is not so good. We didn't come down to these wicks down in here. So we're just going with the hourly and this 15-minute here. Okay, 15-minute chart is now it's just tested up to kind of our 74-ish level, is what it looks like to me. This is on the H contract here, so the prices are different. But I want to see if we can get back up into here. So highs of the cash session, and that would be up here around this 81 level or so, 82. All right, let's see it, buyers. See if you can do it here. We just came back and had some selling here, but now look at the buying starting to pick up again. And let's see if they can move it now. Through 74. Well, 274 for sure is what we're looking for. And then 78 here. So there's our 74. Okay. And still looking for a bit higher here, 78. And maybe we can get on up into the highs of the day here. As this is actually turning out, now this is in hindsight, okay, but it's turning out to be a pretty nice reversal pattern. Okay, you can see kind of a shoulder, head, and shoulder here. It's not the greatest, but what is important to understand is the transition of the orders. Okay, and we've covered this now three times. It's pretty clear. Hey, can you guys see it? Look for this again and again and again. This is really good stuff. Sellers transition to buyers. Okay, and we see continuation now. Okay. So we had our pullback here, right? But transition again, still buying. Okay. Now there's going to be a lot of traders up here, a lot of volume profile traders, the mean reversion traders. What are they going to do up here? They're going to take their profits. Okay, we're going to get a reaction up here. Okay, we know that. Okay, so manage your trade accordingly. Like whatever you think here, or do you think like this is just profit taking? You want to hold for the bigger move in here? That makes total sense to me too. Okay, it's up to you though, right? There's another way to deal with this. Take your profit, look for a pullback, get back in. Okay, you would still be in your original trade. You'd be scaling into it. All right, now I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying that that's a possibility, a way to consider it in here, because we still see a lot of buyers. Okay, we know we're going to get a pullback here. We know we're going to get a reaction here, right? So it's not a bad idea to take some profit. Now, if you are kind of a newer trader here, then one of the things that to simplify your trading is just consider all in, all out. Okay? You're looking for something to unfold, and then you don't have to deal with the trade management, which can be really tricky. First, you want to understand and rely on and trust your trade setup. Okay? And you can make a little bit of money out of that. Right? It's the trade management in the second next part of that is where you're going to make a lot of money out of it. Potentially, but first you have to have your feet on the ground. Okay, and that comes through studying a particular setup and getting really good at it. Okay? And then you can see a lot more out of it. And then once you see that, then you can get involved in it. Let's see here, Alois. Yeah, playing around with it. Yeah. Great to see, Alois. Do you mind if I show it, or is that okay with you, or not? I know you're just playing around with it. It's nothing big at the moment. I can show mine as well. let's see here. So I've got it, and let me show you. Well, first off, yeah, I was kind of went off in a different direction here. First, use that QR code, and onward. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, let me show it one more time here. Okay, and here it is. Okay, right here. Take that screenshot, and then go get your trading journal. And then once you've got it, let me bring it up. Okay. All right, go. All right, once you've got it here, now this is you can come up. Let me show you first how do you initiate it here. Go up to configure add-ons. You will need to have this open here, trading statistics. Open that up. If you don't see it in here, click on your manage add-ons, and you will see it in here. Okay, it's down here if you haven't installed it, and install it. Now I'm using a special version of it, so it looks like I need to install it. Anyway, you install it. Okay, so then you'll need to have it check marked here. Okay? You will need to have that. Next, up here, web trading journal, check the box here and open it up here. All right, once you've done that, it will show up in your web browser, and here it is. Okay, so this is what I've got here. Now I set some dates in here. Okay, so this is from March 6th, from last week, to March 12th. Right, and so my biggest winner, my biggest loser, my total wins, my total losses, my profit and loss ratio here, my average winner, my average loser. Okay, pretty good stuff. Now it's only a foundation right now. But this will set the tone for all sorts of other things in here. I can look at like each trade is journaled here. There you see the timestamp on it, the instrument, the size that you used, your entry price, exit price, your profit and loss, what was it, sell or buy, your maximum favorable excursions and maximum adverse. So you can see here, not too good for these two here. Pretty good for this one, 79 for me, 5 against me. Okay, this is really important one. These two, in my opinion, are extremely important. We want to look for reducing the maximum adverse excursions here. Okay, and really bringing that down, and then really bringing up the favorable. Okay, so this is our risk reward, and will be reflected in here as well. So you can see this is like a little bit better than 2 to 1, right? Let's see, what exactly is it? 185 divided by 86, 2.1 or 2.2, something like that. Okay, so every time on average I take a trade, the winner is 2 times the loser. Okay, so that's not bad, you know. And you can see my every time I take a trade, 54% of the time I'm right. Okay, so I should see a sloping curve here to the upside. And why is it showing to the downside? Let's redo this here. Okay, it's something screwy in here. Okay, this is not right. I don't know why it does this. March, there we go. Okay, so we should see, a move to the upside here, right? So and we do, right? So the ratio here is basically even, a little bit better than 50%, and then every time that a trade is taken, there's going to be a loser. One's going to be a winner, one's going to be a loser. However, the winner is going to be twice the loser. Therefore, we should see a slope to the upside here, and we do. Okay, so yeah, that's showing some some decent results, or showing something. It's giving me some insight here, and that's what we want from it. Okay, we're going to have the maximum favorable and adverse excursions built out, times of day built out. I mean, all sorts of things, guys. This is just the minimum viable product at the moment, as you can see, but it's already telling us a lot, and this is really valuable stuff. Okay, so we want to get into the details here and make sure we're trading something that gives us an edge. Right, so that's important, and to be able to count on and lean on that edge. Okay, so like we had said here, like we saw this turnaround in the transactions, and even though the higher time frame, the daily, the 15-minute, the hourly was all pointing toward momentum to the downside, and we initially said, yeah, we're going to the downside. However, then we started to look at this volume in here, and we're like, well, look at it, it's telling us something in here. Then we started to switch our idea, and then we looked at this little zone in here, and then we're looking for the break of it on big volume, and to retest some of these areas up in here, and for a structure change at that time. We had not seen it yet. Actually, we did see it here. We did see it here, right? We did break this high here. Okay, so we did see a structure change here, and then we're looking again for buyers in here, noting that there's more buyers in here. So we're looking for this to be support. And then we're looking for a move back up to our 74 level. It broke out through that on up to the high volume node, and we knew that there's going to be some reaction up here, okay? And some transactions. But the overall, and we knew we were going to get a pullback in here. I'm surprised that it was a pretty shallow pullback. I thought we'd get a lot more of a pullback here, to be honest. But we're still looking for this potentially to go higher due to the buyers behind it, okay? And going with that move here. All right, so still looking for our 82 level up here, right? And it's still in play. It still looks pretty good. Guys, any questions on that trading statistics tool? Let me show you that. You will need, like I said, you need to have that open, and this is important. You need to have it open for each instrument. Okay, so if you're going to trade the ES, you need to open it for the ES. Okay, now if you jump over to the NASDAQ, you also have to have it open for the NASDAQ. Right, so if we go over here and open up our trade statistics, see how I have it check marked here. Right, now you will also note down here with Bookmap, you see there's a couple extra windows here. This is my trading statistics window. This is the one for NASDAQ, and you can see I haven't taken any positions yet. And this is my S&P here, and I've taken a few positions this morning. Okay, so yeah, just two, as you can see, right? So the top line here gives you kind of overall value in here, or overall statistics, and then you have each one in here. Okay. Now you have to have this open, so just you can reduce it here or minimize it, but you need to have it open, okay, in order to collect that data. If you close that and you take a trade, it will not be recorded. Right, so you need to have it open. Once you have it open, then you should see the trades immediately. Let me bring it up again. So yeah, down here. Not very good trading this morning either. Look at my maximum favorable. They were both winners, but boy, it was painful. And it went against me a lot. Okay, this is bad trading in my book. I should not have been trading. It was pre-market, and it continued to grind against me, and I was stubborn. Right, one tick winner here and another a small winner here, but they should be losers. Okay, I should have taken it. Would have been better to take a loss here. All right, so let me show you though. Like we'll take a position here quickly, and let's see. What are we looking for here? I don't know. Maybe top of this range. We can short it here. Okay. All right. So now what I want to show though, okay, is how quickly. Here, we'll get out of this at the bottom of the range here. See if we can. No, not gonna. So I'm just gonna take the loss, and that's that. It didn't do what I wanted to do. I'm out. Now, here it is, right here. Okay, so it updates very, very quickly. You'll see it. As long as you have your trading statistics open, you'll get your update immediately. All right, so and as you can see, so when it went for me 2, went against me 3, and I pulled the plug on it. Okay. All right. Any questions on that? You might need a JYF. You might need the let's go back to it here. The new trading statistics. Go to your add-ons manager here, and which one are you using? Okay, I'm using 1.9.6. Is that the one you're using? You need the beta one from Maxime. Yeah, okay. So that won't do it. You need to get the one from Maxime, and that will offer you this window up here. Okay. There you go, JYF. That should do the trick for you. Okay. Which one am I using here? Yeah, 1.9.9. Okay, that's the one you need. Right. It should be all. If you reach out to Dan or that QR code, I believe it will tell you. It should tell you everything of what you need. Guys, we're gonna talk more about this kind of little move in here too. Like, see how we had our reasons in here. Well, kind of very, very quick reasons in here for shorting at the top of this range, taking some off down at the bottom of the range, not knowing that we're looking for a bigger move here. And boy, it turned out nicely. But this little retest back here and failure. This is something that it's a really we see it all the time, and it stops a lot of people out, and then everything goes in your direction anyway. So it can be kind of confusing, but we want to understand like what this means up here is we want to see if that structure is broken, okay, which it did break here, but a bigger structure, like a little bit bigger here. So it's just kind of a retest back up here and a little bit of volume. Now, this is the volume that is going to be the trap. And then we're going to see the, some of this other volume in here is going to be the trap. And we're going to see the stop run to the downside. Okay, so what we're looking for at this point, though, up here is more selling down here. And we get it here, Not so much here, but we get it here, and then you get one more pullback, and then you get the follow through. Okay, so again, reading this volume within the structure. Okay, so sellers moving it here. Okay, we can see it here on this move. We can see it here as well. Okay, so now we're looking for a lack of buying, which we do have in here. Let me clear the drawings again. Let's try this again. We have our sellers. Retest back up here. It's still low volume. Okay, so we still have sellers here. Okay, and all of this area in here, it's still low volume. And then where do the sellers come back in? And we don't know that until after it happens, really. But we're looking for it at this little area here. Okay, again, like you can see even the high volume node in here. Okay, for this little area in here. And sellers on the other side of that, and they're getting ready to move price to the opposite side and continuation to the downside here. This little tricky area, we'll talk more and more about it. Yeah, you usually see this little move like this, and we want to understand the structure though in some of these moves up here. Did it break the structure? Okay, the structure to be broken would probably be up here or up here. And it didn't break that. It broke this smaller structure in here, and then it rejected and it came back into it, back to our point of control, more selling in here, looking for the continuation. Okay, and we were just a little early in here. Our idea was still correct. Sellers, lack of buyers, sellers at the bottom edge here, and then we're at the top of this range in here, sell, looking to dump it off at the bottom of the range because we don't know. Right, and then looking for a continuation potentially, anyway, we got the buying back up here, and then we exited. Okay, we'll talk, like I said, we'll talk more about it, and understanding this rejection here and the selling. These we almost see it. I mean, you see it all the time, and it can kind of throw you for a loop. But we want to understand like this buying compared to the rest of that selling. Okay, because do we see that flip? Remember how we talked about this before? That transition in volume in here to the buy side. No, we don't. We don't see it in here. Okay, it's mostly selling. Okay, cumulative volume delta is telling us that. The delta dots are telling us that, and the volume delta dots and the volume delta bars are telling us that. We could also have footprint open and take a look at that as well. If we want to take a look at footprint, we've been covering that for quite a while now too. A footprint is part of Global Plus, I believe. Okay, well, let's look at just the bars down here. We're not going to look at delta on chart, or I'm sorry, the footprint on chart. We're going to just look at these delta bars. Okay, selling, 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 a little bit of buying, selling, selling, a little bit of buying. That 77 is this buying here. Okay, yeah, maybe not the clearest, but then we start to see that selling coming in again. Okay, in this area in here. Right, so we have a few different ways to give us this insight here about this buying here. Okay, is this buying, and let's take our footprint chart off here for now. Okay, is this buying in here that transition we're looking for? It's not. You can really see it here. Okay, it's just a little bit of buying in here. That's it. Right. All right. So now that same idea, we can look at the bigger picture. Okay, this is our bigger picture here, and we see the transition here. Okay, look at the dots, look at the bars. Okay, this selling in here is actually pretty weak. This is pretty strong buying. So that's a nice way to make that distinction. Right. So when you see a reversal take place, you want to see this happen. You want to see this transition in volume like this, and the orders and the order flow as well. Okay, we don't have too much order flow today like we had mentioned, but we got to see that transition. Okay, now did we get that transition in here? No, we didn't. Okay, let's go to the current market. Okay, what do we see here? Do you see a transition? No, I don't. I see a bunch of buying here, and we know that's we don't know what that is actually. It might be iceberg. Iceberg selling into it. Okay, so anyway, this is kind of throwing us off a little bit. This big buying down here, we want to see that as selling. Okay, so let's take a look at top of the range up in here. Okay, lack of buying here. There's our exhaustion. Selling starting to come in. Okay, so sellers now, can they move it right back down to here? Okay, 69.5. Not yet. Okay, our high volume node is kind of skewed because of all this buying here, right? But that's where we'd be looking for in a high volume node. So let's take this out of the picture here, and then let's look at this action. Okay, and buying versus selling. Well, there's a nice cluster of buying there. Actually, a bit more buying than there is selling, right? Bit more buying than selling. Selling's in here, and then there's a bit more buying here. Okay, so what is it telling us in here in this structure? There's actually a bit more buying. Okay, so maybe we will see a move up a bit further here. Okay, so yeah, this is really not that clear though, right? So maybe just some sideways action with a slant here to the upside. And if it's a slant to the upside, where is it going to go? This is the area we'd look for first. Okay, where the structure broke here. All right. All right, so let's take a look now. Okay, selling's starting to come back in. All right, now what if we get back up here and start to see those buyers though that we're looking for? And then we'd be a lot of them. We need to see a lot because we have some here, not so much here, but some here, some in here. Okay, we need to get back up here and see more buyers. Okay, that would be the trade idea. And you can see the selling just came in and moved it down to our high volume node here. All right, well then let's see now. We see buyers come right back here, right? Here they are. They came right back again. And now we need to see them back up here again at this 72.5. And then we're still looking for the move up into the 74.5 or 75. Okay, now let's not try to explain everything in here, but just put some understanding into it, and just some reasoning, some kind of common sense in here. We're looking for buyers in here. Sellers took it down. Buyers took it right back up though. Right, this is back and forth action in here, and we said we gave it a slant to the upside in here. Okay, because there was more buyers in here. Right, well that's starting to change and shift right now. We can see it in here in that shift. Now we want to know where that shift is taking place as well though, and what I mean by that is the zones, and it's below here. So this is where sellers are in control, and this is where buyers try to take control back. Right, so now we see a big sell area down here. Okay, to me it still looks back and forth. All right, I see buyers and sellers kind of all over the place, and we're approaching our volatile period here with the European close. So I'm not looking for getting involved in here. I know that what can happen at this time of day is there could be a lot of buying or selling that will totally disrupt our picture. So just sit on my hands and wait. okay, because sellers look pretty poised now to take it down here, right? And we can see buyers come right back in and take it right back up. Shark Blue, okay, you got to go, no problem. Thanks for coming. You've been a great well, Blue Jacket winner, but also it's been great to go over your content. All right, let me go back to YouTube. Any questions in here? Luis, thanks so much. You're really on top of it there. Oh, JMK, so I missed that earlier. Yeah, this band in here is due to the rollover in the ES. The NQ has been like that for a while now, but it wasn't always like that in the NQ. It has been for the past several months though. There's a nice way to filter that out with the Bookmap Trader Map Pro. I can demo that quickly for you guys. I highly recommend it. Yeah. Yep. You guys, I can see you guys are talking about it. Okay. Oh, you're right, Alois. This is not European close. It's going to be an hour later. Yep. You're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, and then it will be in a few more weeks. End of March, where European time and daylight savings time here in the U.S. they'll both be on daylight savings time. But see how guys, we didn't really know in here, regardless of it being not being European close. We just didn't. We know there's still buyers in here and there's sellers in here too. But we didn't see any kind of transition yet. So it makes sense this is range bound. Okay, so we're looking, this is very different in here. Okay, over here in this little range in here, it was mostly selling. That's why we were looking for it going lower, and kind of the top of this range and then going lower. Well, we got kind of a little spooked by this. I didn't get it right, but you can get in again on these as well. I do it all the time. Get stopped out for a small stop and get back in. And that's exactly, I am happy with this here. Now I'll study this more and we'll cover more of this content in here about this move in here, waiting for that last kind of hit here and waiting for the sellers to come back in. Okay, because did it break structure and did it accept? No. Do we see sellers coming back in? Yeah, we did. And we started to note the same things that we're looking at over here, right? But the bigger picture in this little move in here is that there was still more selling than buying. In here, we don't know. I mean, this is both buying and selling in here. Okay. And it's getting more volatile now. There's, it's picking up. Okay, there's still more buying now, it looks like, but we don't, is it moving price? Where is it taking place? Okay, we want to look at these edges in here. Okay, so this, look at see these buyers in here? They got to be shaking in their boots down here. They'll be sellers real quick. Right, and that's how we'll get our stop run here. Okay, so now do we see sellers though really coming in here? Not really. So that scenario of looking, anticipating a stop run, well, it didn't look good. Okay? Buyers come back, and they can't now. Now it's starting to look better. Now we're looking for our sellers, and we're looking for them to take it down. Okay, let's see if they can take it down to 64. Let's look for a measured move in here as well. This is our range. Okay, now we don't know. It might reject, and we might get buyers back up above right here. Okay, if so, then we get stopped out. We take a small loss. Okay, but we're looking for now this, and I'd be looking forward to taking some partial profit down here at 64. Okay, and a stop run here. We got to get a stop run. Okay, now we're looking for these sellers to move it away, our impulse move, right? Are we getting that? Not really, not yet. So, you know, take your stop. If this starts to not work out, take your stop, right? Like before, we saw a beautiful impulse move. Okay, we're looking for the same again, to move price away from this area here. So we've got to get our sellers right here, right now, and then the move down to 64. Okay, if they don't show and we get buyers back in here, they're going to probably take it back up to high volume node or VWAP or other side of the range here, right? You can see what's unfolding. The sellers are still kind of taking it down here. So we're still looking for our 64. Okay, stop run to the downside. It's just kind of, you can see it's not a big stop run move. It is just kind of dribbling down here. Okay, now it's turned into a bigger stop run. Okay, understood? Does it make sense? That, you know, that we're anticipating that stop run. There's our move, okay, and then take some off, right? Anyway, guys, I hope this is helpful. Like studying and understanding the volume within the range is just is key, right? And I hope you guys can trade from this, especially you Bookmap Academy guys. Take trades. It can be in sim, it's fine. It can be in replay mode, it's fine. Record your data, go back and play it in replay mode. That's going to be really, really helpful. And take the trade over and over again in replay mode. Okay, see how you can refine it and look for some of these things in here. Okay, get really good at it. And then get really good at your trade management. That's the next leg that we're going to be covering a lot. So we have a webinar event. So talk about trade management in replay mode on Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Carmine Rosado, you guys may know him. He's a Bookmap user, and he uses the Dome a lot as well. But he's using Bookmap replay mode a lot. And he's going back and studying his trades. He's debriefing and he's trading again in replay mode. Okay? And he'll go into the details on Wednesday's webinar. Right, so guys, it's a game changer. Really think about it. Like if we can go over some of these ideas in here, and now take these ideas, take your replay mode, and then replay this end of the day, and maybe go revisit the webinar in certain areas in here to go through this process, and then replay mode again and again and again, and then look for these little areas where you might get involved. All right, hope it helps. Let's wrap it up. Guys, if you like this, please hit the like button. That always helps us. And we will see you tomorrow. All right. Thanks, Opening Gate Trader. Yeah, let's we'll reconvene tomorrow, guys. And Academy guys, continue to use that replay mode, and continue to trade and use these trading journal tools, and start to understand, what exactly you are looking for, and trying to improve your performance. Right. All right, guys. Yeah, thanks a lot for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Yeah, take care.